The notion that scientists blaspheme God with their supposed science is a perspective that has been debated by many for centuries. This standpoint is often rooted in a belief that science and religion are mutually exclusive, and that the pursuit of scientific knowledge is a direct challenge to the authority of a higher power. However, this viewpoint is not only misguided but also fails to acknowledge the complex and multifaceted relationship between science and faith. To begin with, it is essential to recognize that science and religion are two distinct ways of understanding the world. Science seeks to explain the natural world through observation, experimentation, and evidence-based reasoning, whereas religion provides a moral and spiritual framework for understanding the world and our place within it. The two are not necessarily in conflict, and many scientists throughout history have been devoutly religious, seeing their work as a way of uncovering the secrets of God's creation. Moreover, the idea that scientists blaspheme God by pursuing scientific knowledge is based on a flawed assumption that science is inherently anti-religious. This could not be further from the truth. Many scientists are motivated by a sense of wonder and awe at the natural world, which is often rooted in a deep respect for the complexity and beauty of creation. By studying the natural world, scientists are, in fact, seeking to understand the workings of God's creation and to uncover the secrets that lie within it. It is also worth noting that the scientific method is a highly rigorous and systematic process which is designed to minimize bias and ensure that findings are based on empirical evidence. Scientists are not simply making things up or trying to discredit religious beliefs, rather, they are seeking to understand the world through a process of careful observation, experimentation, and analysis. This process is not about undermining faith, but about uncovering the truth about the natural world. Furthermore, the accusation that scientists blaspheme God with their supposed science is often based on a narrow and literal interpretation of religious texts. Many religious traditions have a long history of interpreting sacred texts in a more nuanced and allegorical way, recognizing that the language and concepts used in these texts are often symbolic and metaphorical. By recognizing the complexity and richness of religious language, it is possible to see that science and faith are not necessarily in conflict, but rather complementary ways of understanding the world. In addition, the pursuit of scientific knowledge has led to countless benefits for humanity, from the development of life-saving medicines to the creation of technologies that have improved our daily lives. These advances are not a result of scientists seeking to undermine religious beliefs, but rather a result of their tireless efforts to understand the natural world and to apply that knowledge for the betterment of humanity. In conclusion, the idea that scientists blaspheme God with their supposed science is a misguided and simplistic perspective that fails to acknowledge the complex and multifaceted relationship between science and faith. Science and religion are two distinct ways of understanding the world, and they are not necessarily in conflict. By recognizing the rigor and systematic nature of the scientific method, and by adopting a more nuanced and allegorical interpretation of religious texts, it is possible to see that science and faith are complementary ways of understanding the world. Ultimately, the pursuit of scientific knowledge is not about undermining religious beliefs, but about uncovering the truth about the natural world, and applying that knowledge for the betterment of humanity.